So, like I said, there is other tech to talk about, not just this Street Fighter 4 stuff. Well, not just this Momochi stuff. Let's talk about Street Fighter 4.
Right.
Because there's a Rufus thing that I first heard about from Alayun. Was he the one who
he's the one who seemed to have discovered it, yeah.
Okay, so what it comes out as is a focus attack and immediate throw afterward.
I wonder if I could try doing this too.
I don't see why not, but probably not much more
like
success. So.
Yeah, exactly. It'll take us 10,000 years to do this as well.
So how do you do it?
Basically, it's almost like a parry timing where you have to hit back and focus and plink into throw. And that's it. And what happens is that I don't know why it's only Rufus. In fact, I tweeted to Alayun and asked him why this is a Rufus thing.
Yeah.
Like, why is it Rufus and not every character? But apparently what this does is it lets him cancel the first frame of the parry into a throw.
Apparently Inko is doing it in 9 States tournament.
Oh.
Cool.
So this is just a technique that he discovered.
I guess so.
Right. So what I should do then is let's just try it on fireballs first.
Sure.
So
put it on the thing.
Yeah, I know. Let's do that. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. The hard part for me right now is.
Oh, you just.
Oh, I just did it right there.
I don't think. Oh,
right
yep,
there.
you did it.
Can I just hold? Obviously, I can't hold back. Probably.
No, you're probably already in proximity block.
Oh yeah, and then you also have to be careful if you have 2 meters. Sometimes you'll end up red focusing as well.
Oh, is it sometimes? I thought it was always.
It should be. I would think so. Well, now I can't do it at all. There it is, right there.
Not always. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
So
yeah, apparently Inko did it. That's rad. And he said it was an accident, huh?
Inko said it was an accident?
According to Nino is King. If that's accurate.
Whoa, that's crazy. So if I do... Let's see if I can actually get it to work. Oops.
Rip.
There it was.
There it was. Can you please do a crouching strong cancel DP?
Oh, and see if I can beat that? Okay. I like where your head's at. Okay, I was not expecting to go to the other side.
Well, that worked out.
Here, let me do something.
Just max start it, and then use up a meter.
Oh no, it's okay. We can just do it this way with no meter, right?
Okay, that's fine.
You don't need meter.
That's true.
Looks like it just beats it, maybe.
It should.
Right.
But we'll see.
I mean, the best way to do it is to try to record Rufus doing it, but that would be kind of weird, yeah. So if you know he's going to do it, you should be able to, because the motion's coming out right, it's plinking. So as long as it plinks like that, as long as you see all 4 in the next row, that means you're doing it right. No, I'm just doing it too late. No, I did it too early. Yeah, I think the uppercut should beat it.
It should.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't even do it right that time. So. Too early. Yeah. In any case, this is some interesting Rufus tech here.
Yeah, it is. What do you think about it?
If it works, I think Rufus will be a much better character.
Yeah, I think it's not that big a deal myself.
Well, one interesting thing that Justin and Ricky said is that it beats safe jumps.
Yeah, I beat some safe jumps, the ones that end up very close to him.
Right.
But he doesn't have like remarkable throw range or anything, so it's not. If this was like Rose or Dalsum, who have good throw range.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously I can do it with the button config. I can also just bind these things, right? So I can change this one, for example, into focus attack, and this one into throw, and then obviously it'll be a lot easier because then I can just do that, right? So. But apparently, someone said in the chat that you don't need to plink it necessarily. So let me just just make Ryu just do low strong again, just to see if I can actually do it. So with just these buttons. No, it looks like you need to plink it. See, I'm doing it too slow. Of course, I get the throw that time.
Anyway, the reason that I think it's good but not that big a deal is that all you have to do is pressure Rufus from not exactly point blank.
It wasn't a plink.
You're right, it wasn't.
It wasn't a plink.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But yeah, like from there.
Right.
Well, maybe that's still in throw range, but like his throw range is not remarkable. So
right.
You could just like a lot of characters like Ryu there at that crouching strong range, he's still in range to get something afterward.
Right.
Maybe not crouching fierce, but like you're still close enough to do
crouch strong, crouch roundhouse still, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And if you're a safe jump character, if you're Ryu and it's like sweep, then hold toward roundhouse, you end up point blank. Maybe that's not going to work anymore, but. I mean, lots of characters' safe jumps end up not right next to Rufus.
I mean, the reason why I think it is going to be decently significant is because you saw this weekend how badly they were abusing Rufus with meaty attacks.
For sure. It's useful. Don't get me wrong. It is definitely useful. I like the tech. It's really cool.
Right.
I like seeing it.
Right.
I just think that all you have to do to beat it is to walk backwards a few paces. So
to be fair,
but not game changing.
Even if it does turn out to be good, I don't care if it's only Rufus, because I feel like Rufus needs that kind of thing.
Dude, I totally agree.
13 frame wake up is just won't cut it anymore. You see how badly Rufus gets abused by that. So so he doesn't go over people's heads anymore.
Right.
Now they just meaty low strong with Yun, and there's just like nothing you can do about that, right? So if it works, good. Then give Rufus another weapon, because I think he needs it. If Rufus players can do it consistently, then I feel like Rufus is just gonna jump up, like not even as good as like the top 10, but he'll be like up there finally.
Like he'll be a little bit more competitive.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that he's bad right now, but he'll be a little bit more competitive.
It's like Urian unblockable Aegis Shield glitch, right? I mean, that just made it so that he was competitive with the 3 best characters in the game. Because outside of that, like if he didn't have unblockable, Urian would be useless, right?
I feel like this is not even in the same category.
Right.
Urian,
I'm just saying that the glitch is would put him. Make it so it wouldn't break him.
No.
It would just make him so he's competitive.
It would make him better.
And
but not even way better.
Right, exactly. Not even to the point where he's even close to the best character.
No,
so.
he would not. But it's cool. And again, like I think it's funny when these kind of things show up. Like when people were like, "Whoa, Shan actually did the Gen parry," and I'm like, "Hakan's been doing this for 5 years."
But Hakan can't do it.
Nobody cares.
He can't do it in the throw.
You're right. He can't do it in the throw. He can only do it into 300 damage combos. So
actually, can he do like focus dash, Kara cancel something into SPD?
No, I really wish that was something I thought of.
Oh
at the
really?
start.
Oh, okay,
Unless things have changed in the last iteration or two, but I definitely tried the crap out of that at the start.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, cool. Good job.
Yep. But that's some of the tech. But just in terms of game news.
Game news.
So let's go to game news, and of course the number one to talk about because it's coming out in a month.
Yes.
So there's just information.
Yes. Because there hasn't been a ton of information.
Right.
They've kept a lot of it. We're talking about Mortal Kombat X.
Uh-huh.
It is going to be out in less than a month.
Mm-hmm.
I think the 14th of April. So less than a month now.
I need to pre-order that so I can get Goro.
Are you going to do that?
Probably.
Because I don't want to do that. So if you can do that,
yeah, I'll probably do. I'll just probably pre-order it. I'll just probably pre-order it off of Amazon or something like that. So,
yeah. I just don't like the idea of pre-ordering anymore.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
Anyway.
Someone asked Gen parry. So basically, his focus can be first frame canceled into stance switch, and since stance switch can be canceled into anything at any point in time. If you have it just right, you can actually parry into stance switch, which can be tough unless you have the right key, unless you have the right button binding, right?
Yeah.
Which I did ask Shin about, actually.
Yeah.
If you notice, when he picked Elena, he opened his joystick and tweaked it, right? So for Elena, he puts the select button up on the top right button so he can plink jab.
Right.
For Gen, he switches it to 3 punches and 3 kicks so he can do the Gen parry.
Right.
Basically. So basically you cancel the first frame of focus attack into stance switch into a button, which gives him a parry. So that's the Gen parry. So.
Let's talk about Mortal Kombat.
New characters are being revealed.
New characters?
So on Friday the 13th, they, picked a great day for it, obviously.
Did.
They released Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th franchise.
Yep.
I hope his background music is ding 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 ding, and that's it.
James.
That's all I hope it is, dude. That would be amazing.
You're so optimistic. You think NRS is gonna have character themes?
Oh yeah, you're right. That's right. The background music is just gonna be.
That's it. That actually might be too loud. Oh man, I love the games they make, but man, you know what's funny is I was ripping on MK music at some point, or like NRS music, and Alioun pipes up and he's like, "That's like the best, not the best maybe, but he was like, I love MK soundtrack," and I was like, "You are definitely trolling me." And then he linked some videos that he was like, "This is so great," and it was literally what you just did, and I don't understand. I guess like he thinks it's like it sets the right tone.
Okay,
it sets a tone.
Yeah, I understand what he means by that, but it's just like from an audience perspective, it's just like
it's like, look, there's a lot of music in films, right? Is the great music like some song that you will never remember?
Right.
But at the time, it was like, this should be scary, so whatever
Right,
you were just doing.
Right.
Is that great?
Oh, the song that I sang apparently was the Halloween song, so sorry, my bad. I don't watch horror films.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to rip on that too much, but I think it's cool that Jason's coming. They had Freddy in MK9.
Yeah,
Freddy was a really fun character. I really liked what they did with him.
Okay.
They made him a projectile zoner type, which was out of the blue for me, but he was really fun.
Okay.
Really fun
weirdly
design.
enough, I don't think I've ever seen any footage of Freddy. Like, I have no concept of what he does.
He's pretty good, actually. He's
okay.
used in tournament.
He has been used in tournaments?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I have to go look some of that up.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to see how he fights. But
He's literally throwing claws.
I just wonder what they're going to do with Jason. Because literally, like, if Jason actually has, like, chains and he juggles people, like, I don't know. Like, everything that he should have should be one hit and he should walk forward and have armor on his walk. Or something weird like that. Like, he should just be, like... Someone was even joking, like, his fatalities should just be like, he just walks up to you and goes, do-do-do, and then just chops your head off. And that's, like, the end of it, you know what I mean? Or he just, like, stabs you in the gut, and that's it. Or slashes you down the side.
Well, I've never seen the movies either, because I am also not in the horror movies. But he should just do whatever he does there. If that's what he does, if he's, like, an unceremonious killer, then cool, he should just do that.
Apparently someone said that he killed one character in one of the films by... Well, she was in the sleeping bag, like, picking her up by the legs in the bag and slamming her against a tree.
Okay. might be hard to apply to MK.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna say this right now. I've only seen two Jason movies, right?
Yeah.
Jason X.
Okay.
Which was the Jason in Space movie.
Right.
And Freddy vs. Jason.
Which you said was pretty good.
Freddy vs. Jason was amazing. That movie was so good.
That's so bizarre.
Freddy vs. Jason, and I haven't even watched any of these before, but Freddy vs. Jason was legit entertaining, dude. I had a great time watching that one. So.
Well, it's interesting to think about what his variations could be. Like, is one like he kills with some kind of instrument, and then another one like he kills with another implement?
It's a good question, actually.
Because he's gonna have the variations thing. But anyway, we don't know too much about him. All we saw was a little thing of him walking up to the screen, like the Goro thing that they've been showing since forever.
Right. Yeah.
On top of that, Kenshi and Shinnok they're like trail. So Kenshi is in the story mode.
Right.
He's definitely in there. Well, he's in the story mode. There are screenshots that show Baraka.
Well, so basically they leaked
Shinnok.
a bunch of achievement screenshots.
Right.
And yeah, so there's a picture of Shinnok. Actually, I wonder if I can actually get to this. Let me see if I can actually show these.
There's nothing too much about them. All we've seen Shinnok in like a couple of story things, and then he's like in this leaked thing.
Right.
And similar with Baraka, there he is. That's about it.
So basically, there's a picture of Shinnok here, like this, right? The camera's blocking the scroll bar. So Chinook is here. There's also a picture of Baraka here in one of the pictures.
Yeah.
An alternate for Cassie Cage.
Yeah.
And then
there's Jax doing the ground pound.
Yeah. And then Goro with a fatality where apparently he just quarters you by himself.
That makes sense. And then there's Aaron Black from the comic book.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
down there at the bottom section.
I guess he's a cowboy with guns?
Yeah, he's a cowboy of some kind. He's like a cowboy ninja or something.
There you go.
And then the last one, is that Shinnok?
I think it's just, where did my mouse go? There it is. Yeah, it looks like Shinnok right there.
And then there's more Aaron Black.
Yeah. So Shinnok and Aaron Black.
So there's some dudes.
Sorry for the choppiness. That is Firefox. I have like 17 tabs open, but that's just the way it works. But also just the rumors that Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade were going to be in it, but they're confirmed now.
Yeah.
Now it looks like Jax is confirmed. So my little joke about how all the dads and the parents and the
right.
moms were all going to be in it apparently is the case.
Right. And they had a little character breakdown of Johnny Cage done by Zug Zug.
Yes. Zug Zug, who was an old school CVS2.
Are we back on this thing?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. Zug Zug, who's an old school... Actually...
Were we ever on this thing?
No, we didn't. We weren't.
I guess.
I am scrubbed.
Okay,
not sorry, guys.
It's over.
We didn't show anything. You'll have to see it for yourself!
You can go to SRK or Event Hubs, and it's there, I'm sure. So, good job, James.
You're a stream producer.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And anyway, he looked cool. The Johnny ones?
Oh, really?
Johnny is another character that I just had no interest in any of the games. But actually, he looks fun. There's one where he has not exactly a pet, but like he uses shadows of himself to like kick. It's sort of like a noob Cybot from MK9 almost, where he's like throwing little clones. It looks cool. Looks cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. But, some less great news about Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah.
There's a couple of bad news.
Yeah.
One is that the online play is not going to allow cross-region. So Europe can't play America, Europe can't play Japan, and Japan can't play America.
That's too bad. It really is too bad. There are some places where there are not that many fans of NRS games, but they would love to play online.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't play cross-region, even if it's crappy online play, then they just can't really play it. Like, I met a guy when I was in Kuwait who really liked Injustice. And there was only one other person in all of Kuwait who he could play with. Nobody else was interested. And other than that, he was just out of luck.
Yeah, there was, Fubar Duck was telling us about this one guy in Japan.
Right.
Who apparently says, hey, America likes to play all the Japanese games. Let's play all the American games. Like, he literally imported an Xbox One 7 months, before it came out in Japan so they could play Killer Instinct. He played MK9 and Injustice and all these games. And
what was it? Something with an O.
I couldn't remember.
Like Ogilvy or something?
Oh,
it was the name I had heard before, but I just had forgotten. So. Yeah,
so that's really unfortunate for players like that because they just don't even have that option. So.
Right. But on top of that, if you'll go back to that story?
The last one, you mean? The net play one?
Yes. Okay. Please do. Oh man, Firefox is really running out of RAMs, huh?
Yeah, I know. What a shock.
Not enough goats. Sheeps.
Actually, they do play Skullgirls in Japan. They actually have arcade machines in Japan.
That's right.
Right, so... Oh, Firefox, come on, you can do it. This is a page that was just reloaded.
So few RAMs, no.
Firefox. I should just use Chrome for this, really. So basically, if people are wondering, I have two browsers open for different purposes and stuff like that. So I have Chrome and I have Firefox. Firefox was my story browser one, but apparently I should just do this on Chrome.
Well, anyway, what I was going to say was that when I heard about this, it was in the context of somebody asking a developer for NRS about the online play, something about the whether cross-region play will be allowed.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the developer said something that was like, "Oh, click on Sean whatever."
Emmerich.
Yeah. and see where that brings you in 15 minutes when it loads up.
Yeah, it's true. Chrome is getting kind of bad.
Yeah, Chrome's getting a little worse too. I've noticed.
Yeah, if people are wondering, on one browser, I basically is everything logged in as jchensor. The other browser, everything is logged in as UltraChenTV. So.
I do the same. I actually have the same configuration up on my own.
I only say that because people are saying, oh, other purposes.
Oh, that page doesn't exist. Ah, smart.
Oh, okay,
deleted.
Okay. He deleted that tweet.
Deleted.
Okay.
But what the tweet said was something like, yes, online play will be similar to Injustice and MK9. It is to say, yes, there will be cross-region play, and then to continue that sentence, online play will be similar to MK9 and Injustice. That's too bad, if so.
Because the netcode's not very good.
It's not great. Injustice is certainly better than MK9, but neither one is very good. There are problems. I played Injustice online a lot, okay, and it's not awful. Certainly there are worse, but it's not good. It's not great.
Yeah, it's so funny because when I first played Injustice Online, I was like, this is not bad at all because I hadn't played offline. I played offline, and then all of a sudden I couldn't do anything offline. Like, all my timing was messed up. So then I adjusted it, and then I found out online was terrible. Yeah,
So if what that developer is implying is that it's the same online system, then that's really too bad because they've put so much time into MKX.
Yeah.
Everything seems well done.
Yeah, this whole faction
audio jokes
stuff,
aside, everything about the
like
game
that,
seems like they put a lot of work into it.
So
if they neglected to handle the online play, then that would suck. Of course, the competitive scene is not their moneymaker.
Right.
And everybody knows that. But when it comes to success as an online game, if you don't have reasonable online play, then it's going to be really tough for you. And not that online play means that everybody will play you, but if you don't have it, it's a problem.
Will play.
It's a problem.
KOF 13 is a prime example of that, right?
Game lots of people liked.
And then it just...
And since you couldn't play it easily online, that was a big impediment to the scene.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully it's better than it was before.
And hopefully if it's on like PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, maybe the processing power might change stuff, but I doubt it because, I mean, I doubt the processing power of the 360 or PlayStation 3 was a bottleneck. It had to have been the netcode, right?
Yeah,
so,
I would think so.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Apparently, if you want to play this game right away in April, like we said, those are your only two options.
Yeah, right. So it's delayed on PS3 and Xbox 360 and PC. Is that accurate? I think that's accurate. But let me know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it doesn't specify that.
No, actually, it'll be out on PC on April 14th.
That's good news.
Oh, okay. So you have a third option then. Okay.
So those are your two options. From what I've heard, the game was developed for PS4 and then was like ported around. Okay. So maybe you want to play PS4 as a default. I think that's what some of the tournament organizers are expecting that to be the default.
Right.
But if you don't have a PS4 or an Xbox One, and if you don't, this is your PC. If that's it,
with the black
with the little hole in the thing here, and with the black strip in the monitor because it's screwy, then and if you're trying to make this tiny little tablet your default PC, which I'm trying to do because this thing is not going to be around for much longer, then you're basically asked out. You have to get a PS4 or an Xbox One. Right. So that's a purchase that certainly I've always thought I would make eventually, but maybe that I had a little bit more time.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the problem, right? I mean, it's great, like, you get it eventually, but you want a budget for it and stuff like that, so it's not cheap. Those things are expensive. So.
Yeah, and if you want to get a nice PC, it's going to be more than for a PC, for PS4 or Xbox One. I mean, from what I've heard, you can get a reasonable one for like $500, $600, but still, it's more. Yeah. So,
but
that's too bad.
I guess for now, you'll just have to keep coming over here to play it, right? So, because I'll have it on PS4.
No, I think I'm gonna get a PS4.
Oh, really? You think you might just pick one up soon? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in speaking of netcode, Guilty Gear Xrds netcode, bad.
Yeah.
Like you can barely play ranked matches.
No way.
Ranked matches basically you have to do game rooms, lobbies, and stuff like that, and even then it's not great, right?
Aww.
But a patch is coming out in Japan that's gonna fix a bunch of. Oh, this is the wrong article here, but basically they're releasing in Japan a 1.04 netcode that is apparently going to fix a patch, I should say, that's going to fix a lot of the netcode problems. I don't think they have an official date when it's coming out in the U.S. yet, but hopefully that'll change a lot of stuff so that ranked matches can be played properly and all these other things. Because so far, the reason why I've barely been able to play the game, and this is a perfect example of, you know, if you don't have online, it's frustrating. I've barely been able to get to play the game against people because every time I try to play online, it's unplayable, right?
Yeah.
So it's not very good. So, but like I said, it's supposed to come out sometime in, it's coming out in Japan soon, so hopefully they'll have an American patch upgrade as well. I can't see why they would, I mean, there's no dialogue, there's no text change, right? So it should just be the same code, so it's probably just approval process on consoles and stuff like that. So hopefully that'll be soon, and if that's the case, I will be a happy camper.
That'd be great.
Finally play online, so yeah, that'll be nice.
For sure.
So, okay. Actually, some people are talking about the Street Fighter 4 netcode here. What we've heard is that it's going to actually be based on the Cross Tekken netcode.
Do you mean SF5?
SF5, yeah, you're right. The SF5 netcode is going to be based on Cross Tekken netcode.
Oh, has that been?
Vi has been talked about that, I think.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and then if that's the case, then that's great, because Cross Tekken netcode was great, right?
Yeah, I always had a good time with that.
Yeah. I know Vi loved the Cross Tekken netcode. So if that's the case, then hopefully Street Fighter 5 netcode will be really good as well. So.
I hope so. I really think that's important. If they drop that game and it's a total ass when it comes to playing online,
they're done.
Then that would really have an impact on player base. Yeah, it really would.
Well, speaking of Street Fighter 5, I mean, this is probably not a shock, but Mad Catz announced that they're going to have a partnership with Capcom for Street Fighter 5. Basically, I mean, I'm guessing they're just going to come out with a bunch of Street Fighter 5 related products. And they said it's not even just going to be joysticks, it's going to be like fight pads and all sorts of other things like that too. So
nice.
Sounds like they're going to try to really go all out for that, so that's going to be really cool. Again, can't be really much of a shock. They've partnered them with Street Fighter 4, they've helped sponsor Capcom Pro Tour and all these things like that, so Capcom and Mad Catz working together, not a huge surprise.
Right.
But the other cool thing is that Mad Catz is releasing a new TE2 stick variant, which is actually really pretty.
So you like the orange?
I like the orange, but I like the fact that it's white as well.
Because
all of them have been black up to this point, so this is the first time when they've actually gotten a different color like variant of this. But it's just a nice little design, and I really like the Ken Ryu art here that you can see here. So I don't know, I just think it looks really cool.
It's nice. Certainly. Certainly.
Yeah. So hopefully that means that I heard. They're probably sold out already, but you know they had some new TE2 sticks that you can buy and stuff like that, and this is obviously going to be important for everyone who wants to get a joystick for the PS4, right? So.
Oh right, I have to get a joystick and stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I like how that looks.
Yeah,
I think that's nice looking
joystick,
for sure.
So. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Is that about that?
That's all I had for this week. Yeah. Again, final round coming up this weekend. Twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters for all Ultra Street Fighter 4 content.
Yes.
Team Spooky for everything else.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there are other streams as well.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Gotta think. Sure. And pay attention to all the various news outlets. I'm sure that they'll have all the info.
Mm-hmm. But should be exciting. Should be super fun. Like I said, it's really gonna hammer home. Kicking off the Capcom Pro Tour this year because it is the first premier event. We're gonna get our first qualifier there, and like we said, there's just a gob of out of country players going to that. So
and from what I've read, there's a pretty good sized undernight tournament.
Oh really? Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look. If final round is any indication, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these players traveling to a lot of these premier events. So expect a lot of people at Canada Cup, at NCR, at SCR, and at what's the last one?
Evo.
Evo, yeah. CEO, that's right.
Oh, CEO. Yeah.
That's the one I was thinking of. CC.
There you go. But yeah,
I'm not completely senile yet. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
We will be there. We will be at final round.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be doing SF4 commentary, and Not sure if other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if Spooky wants us to help with anything else like that.
Happy to do so, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but otherwise, we'll probably be kicking it in some of the arcade cabinets and stuff like that.
Dude, are they going to have those?
I hope.
South by Southwest had a third strike machine in the like gaming section.
Yeah.
I never had a chance to play.
Yeah.
But part of why I didn't was because every time I walked by, I saw somebody like playing and having a good time, but like not like great. And there's no point in like coming over and like pooping on some poor guy. It's let him have fun. Like, I'm not gonna get anything out of it.
That's actually one of the things that Rick announced for Combo Breaker that sounds exciting. They teamed up with Galloping Ghost Arcade, and so they're gonna have like fighting games at the event. There's gonna be a 24/7 all around the clock arcade at Combo Breaker.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a great extensive article on Combo Breaker that Ian to the Max put up where he interviewed Rick about
recent?
Combo Breaker. Yeah,
okay, I'll check it out.
But
awesome.
Yeah, he's basically, once the tournament starts, he says the doors will not close until the tournament ends on Sunday, and they're going to have an arcade where they're just bringing in a bunch of fighting game arcade cabinets, and so you're going to be able to play a lot of fighting games there. Which sounds amazing, by the way. Which means if we go and commentate there, we are not going to have any sleep.
We're not going to sleep. No. Oh, man, I really hope, like... I sound like such a fanboy. I hope Momochi plays Third Strike. So I can go play Third Strike against Momochi and get totally ripped up, but it will be fun.
Oh, man. But yeah, should be fun. So definitely check out Combo Breaker stuff and go look for the article on Shoryuken.com. Really great article about Combo Breaker on there. Very long article though, so a lot of people didn't read it because they get intimidated by text. So
I just didn't know about it. So.
Yeah, but definitely check it out. But
awesome.
Yeah, and then of course this weekend final round. So.
It's true, I am tired. You know, for some reason I've been waking up these weird hours. I woke up at like 7 today.
Really?
Why? I went to sleep at a normal time, which for me is like midnight or 1. And I got like 6 hours for no reason.
So when you wake up like that, you can't go back to sleep?
Sometimes, but not this time.
Because whenever I wake up in the morning, falling back asleep is never a problem.
That's totally accurate. Let me tell you how this goes. But when we're at tournaments, right? So like we're usually set up in the same room when we're in tournaments, and say like we have to wake up for like a noon, right? We'll like set our alarm for like 11, and I'll get up at like 11:10 or something, 11:15 after like my alarm has rung, and then I like I look at my phone for a little bit and whatever, and I'm there for like 15-20 minutes, and then but as far as James goes. James will sometimes set his alarm for like an hour and a half in advance. This is which is what happened this time. This is ringing, and it'll just ring. It'll go like ding, 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 ding.
You actually left it ringing for that long before?
Oh yeah, it does the whole like first bar of whatever song you got going, and then you wake up like you like get up, and then you like lie back down, and then it does it again like 2 minutes later. And 5 minutes later.
The snooze is 5 minutes. The snooze is 5 minutes.
It's for an indefinite period of time.
Yeah.
It's not until, oftentimes, when I get up and I'm like ready, and I'm like, hey James, you gotta get going pretty soon. And you're like, oh no, and you like, get out of bed. You're so good at falling back asleep. And it's really impressive.
You know what? Like for just my normal life, like I have an alarm across the room. And I have gotten so good at snoozing that alarm and crawling back into bed.
Really?
And I do not remember it.
Really?
I do not remember it. Yeah.
That's very impressive.
I have two. I have it set at 8:30 and I have it set at 9:30 across the room. Right. I never remember the 8:30 one. I never remember that it even happened. 9:31 because I have to get up for work. I'll process it. But honestly, like the 8:31, I will get up across the room and snooze it and go back to sleep.
That's impressive.
It is really crazy. I am like the most ridiculous.
Ski Sonic says he noticed that when he rooms with me, that I just wake up and I'm up, and that's crazy. You know what actually is crazy about that is that it almost never works that way in my actual normal day-to-day routine.
Oh yeah.
In fact, my girlfriend rips on me all the time for how can I possibly go back to sleep after the alarm, which is how it usually happens.
Right,
but for some reason, when I go to events, I'm like all hyped to get up, and I want to commentate, You know?
Yeah, I agree.
It's like time to get up.
David is the weird one. See,
It's time to get up sometimes, you know? And like day-to-day things when I can set my own schedule and it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if I show up to the office at like 10 or like 2. Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Right.
Then I just go back to sleep usually, but...
Oh, man. Okay. In any case.
Oh, yeah, I let it slip. Sorry, guys.
What?
The GF.
Oh, the Guardian Force?
The Guardian Force. Sorry to
I thought everybody knew because you talked about like your. Oh, I guess not. Okay, never mind. Okay. But yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay. In any case, I guess.
Anyway, I guess that's it. We haven't been talking about anything for real for like half an hour. So that's it.
Fine,
we'll see you on stream at Final Round, and I'll see Ski Sonic there as well, and maybe some of the other people in that chat. And then, what else is? There's nothing else coming up immediately after that.
Redbull Kumite is the weekend after Final Round.
We're not going, but that'll be awesome.
Yeah, and then right after that is NCR.
Oh, I'm not going to that either. That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's really quick. It's really quick.
So many events. So. Yeah. In fact, a lot of these people have just been talking about like how crazy it is. Like Ryan Hart said, he might not even go to Final Round because he has to go to the Redbull Kumite and all these things like that. And it's just like
hard to prioritize.
It's so hard. So.
Okay. Well, have a good night. We will see you next time.
All right. Peace out, everybody.